Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Unplugged by Shape America. I'm your host, Stephanie Morris, and today my special guest is Keri Schoeff. Keri serves as the Title IV Part A Safe, Healthy, and Active Student Specialist for the Arizona Department of Education. Welcome, Keri, and thank you so much for being on the show today.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
So, Keri, first and foremost, I know you live in Arizona. I know these are incredibly stressful times on many levels. There's a lot to manage. So I just want to check in. How are you doing and how's your family?
So we're all hanging in there. We are mask wearers and social distancers. So we've been, staying at home most of the time. And when we do have to go out occasionally, we're safe about it. And we make sure that we're paying attention to the recommendations.
I'm so glad to hear that. You have a very unique position within Arizona's Department of Education. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Absolutely. So I have the amazing opportunity to serve our state as the Safe, Healthy, and Active Student Specialist on the Title IV-A team. My role on the Title IV-A team is primarily grant review, with a focus on helping our schools create safe, healthy, and active learning environments through the lens of our federal program dollars. Additionally, I provide support to schools in their implementation of their physical education, health education, and recess programs.
Fantastic. So you really are an expert in many ways on ESSA's Title IV Part A and how to utilize these funds in appropriate ways that will really make an impact. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you're specifically advocating to use those funds right now, especially given the COVID-19 situation and the unique challenges that we know schools are facing?
Sure. So when the Title IV-A grant was written, it's always been a great grant for us to use for health and PE programs, specifically focusing on all kinds of caveats such as teacher salaries and staff and equipment, professional development for all of our health and PE teachers. But recently, Congress passed the CARES Act, and in so they designated state level funds, which are intended to help districts and charters with COVID-19 relief specifically. So these funds are known as Elementary and Secondary School Emergency Relief Funds, or what we know as ESSER funds. These ESSER funds can be used for numerous things for schools, including salaries and benefits to continue funding our health and PE programs, purchasing additional equipment, which is a big need right now, purchasing cleaning supplies, paying for professional development for teachers on blended learning, SEL, student mental health supports, hybrid learning models, how to properly clean and sanitize facilities, equipment, and other things. And then we can even use ESSER funds to support purchasing computers, software, curriculum, equipment for students to do distance learning at their houses.
That's fantastic and such incredibly valuable information for our audience to know about. Do you have any recommendations for other places people might go if they're looking for more information on ESSA Title IV Part A or the federal funding to support schools through COVID-19 from the CARES Act?
Yeah, so the best places to look for information for ESSA Title IV-A or the CARES Act ESSER funds are your state educational agency websites and of course the Shape America advocacy website. Every state handles their grant review process a little bit differently. So what works here in Arizona is not what's happening in other states across our country. The money's available, but how it's reviewed and how it's processed and given to schools, it works a little differently depending on the state that you're in. Of course, the team at Shape America does an amazing job of connecting people to the resources that they need to truly advocate for and support their programs. And if your state doesn't have any of the information and you can't find it on Shape America's website, you're welcome to visit the Arizona Department of Education website because we have pretty robust websites for both Title IV-A funds and for the CARES Act ESSER funds.
Terrific, and thank you very much for the kind words, Keri. I know our team all appreciates them. I also want to mention that Keri recently authored a blog for Shape America about the CARES Act funds, and there's a lot more good information in that piece, including some links to really valuable tools. So I encourage everyone listening to check it out. Keri, thank you so much again for being our guest today. Any last words for our audience?
Absolutely. So if I could give you one tip, the best advice I have for everyone listening today is don't be afraid to speak up and advocate for funding at your school or district level. Your schools and districts have this money available and other people are speaking up asking for it. So these funds, like I said, are available to support our health and PE programs, but really knowing how to access them is only one part of the process. Work together with other teachers in your district and your school leaders and your district leaders to really make sure that we can make an impact with not only the Title IV-A funds moving forward, but these oh so critical ESSER funds that came through in direct response to COVID-19.
Fantastic. Thank you so much again, Keri. We really appreciate you being a guest. Such good words of advice for everybody on being an advocate and the importance of it. So thank you again. And we sincerely wish you and your family well and that you continue to be healthy and safe.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. And I wish all of you well and stay safe out there.
Thanks, Keri. And thanks to everybody for tuning in to this week's episode of Shape Unplugged. And we hope that you'll join us next time.